Eraser rubber.
Eraser. Okay, to erase, to get rid of something. Rubber.
Yes.
Of course.
Rubber.
It's made of the material. Of course, rubber would mean a condom. It's slang for condom.
That's right. It's the same in British English.
Right. So why do you still call the eraser rubber then?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Probably the strongest case for it is just because it's made out of that.
Yeah.
And we can say it rubs things out.
It does, yeah. And we would say, to rub it out. Of course, to say rub it out in American English means to kill somebody.
That's right.
Rub them out, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. What else do you think's an interesting one?
Pavement and sidewalk, I guess, because when we think of pavement, we think of anything that is paved.
Paving slabs.
Right, because like you could call if you had an outdoor basketball court with concrete on it, you could call that pavement. You hit the pavement.
Whoa, okay.
I guess you could also say that about a person who they're riding a skateboard, they hit the asphalt. But we'd say he hit the pavement. But the sidewalk is very specific. It's just a place alongside the road where you're supposed to be able to walk safely.
For us, that's pavement. Actually, another one, asphalt. We don't really use that much. We know what it is.
Yeah.
And it's a technical word for it, but it wouldn't really be used. For us, it'd just be something like tarmac.
Tarmac has a specific. They're actually different compounds.
We just call it everything tarmac.
Really?
Yeah.
We call it tarmac is what we would call, even though I don't think they use it anymore. Tarmac is what we call the place in an airport where the planes maneuver around.
The tarmac.
Yeah, right. the tarmac is where they're sitting basically, and then we have the runway that they take off from.
Okay.
I actually used to work in an asphalt plant.
Right. Okay.
And so I'm familiar with that process. So it's I give it the respect as a an independent compound that you use to pave roads.
Yes. Okay.
So, they call it the pavement because we think of because the sidewalk we think of as something very specific.
In American, actually, that does make sense. Sidewalk, next on the side of the road where you walk.
Right.
That's right.
Okay. The chemist, drugstore, pharmacy. Because chemist. The thing about chemist, I realize that you could say a pharmacist is a chemist.
Yes.
That's pharmaceuticals involve chemistry. On the other hand, when I think of a chemist, this could be anybody who makes anything with chemicals.
That's right, yeah.
They could be making chemical weapons or something like that.
Exactly. I mean, to be honest, a chemist, obviously in Britain it's going to be it means pharmacy, but a chemist can also be a person that works in the chemist. I'll see my friend who's a chemist. So he's obviously not the shop, he's the person. Yeah,
because with pharmacy, I thought you used to say chemist. That's another thing, is you just say chemist, with the apostrophe and S.
That's it, yeah.
And that's really hard to pronounce. I went to the chemists.
Yeah, that's it.
If you say like I went to the travel agents, that I can get, but to say I went to get some pills at the chemist.
Yes.
It's hard to pronounce that final S. What else?
What about maybe sweets and candy? That's always a good one.
You can use sweets in American English. Some people say that, but we do tend to use candy a lot.
Yes.
Candy is sort of just
what qualifies as candy? Yeah.
Just the whole how can I say, the whole family of sugary sweet food that is not good for you.
Would biscuits be counted as candy?
No, because that's a baked good.
Right. Okay. I see.
It's funny because there's almost a sort of like philosophical legal argument for everything. Cookie is like biscuit cookie. It's not. It's something that's baked. So you can't really call it candy. Yeah. But M&M's, the Skittles, Jolly Ranchers, which they don't sell here. Those would all be considered candy. Chocolate is close.
Like little wrapped chocolates.
Yeah, but if you're talking about the Snickers bar, the kid goes out on Halloween, they bring back a bunch of candy, right?
Yeah.
They're going to have some chocolate bars in there.
That's right,
That's candy, it's close
enough.
Yeah.
See, to us that wouldn't be sweet. Sweets for us is like M&M's, Skittles, not chocolate though. Chocolate is chocolate, or chocolate bar. And another really interesting one you brought up there was cookies. What is a cookie in American English?
Well, a cookie is a baked good that is sweet, and it should be very sweet.
Yeah.
They can be the cookies that are mass-produced, like Oreos. Again, not sold here in Russia yet, at least. They can be, kind of hard cookies, crunchy sort of. When you make cookies, homemade cookies, like chocolate chip cookies, you want those to be kind of like moist and chewy.
Yes.
The main thing is when you say like biscuit in American English, biscuit is referring usually to something that's not supposed to be sweet. Something you would serve with dinner.
Okay.
For example, one thing, what I hate about KFC in Russia is that they do not sell the biscuits that KFC is famous for in the U.S. Buttermilk biscuits. Hopefully the people from KFC Russia will see this and rectify this situation.
Hopefully the people from KFC UK will see it because they don't do it either.
They don't do it either? No. Buttermilk biscuits, they're wonderful. They're flaky. They are, you bake them obviously, they're full of air sort of, and just you make them from buttermilk or pakto in Russian, I believe, which is not extremely easy to get here. They're flaky. You put butter on them after they're done, and it's something you eat with dinner. It's not sweet.
Right. So you would eat it with your chicken.
Yeah, with the chicken, or like for example on Thanksgiving, usually somebody's gonna serve either biscuits or rolls. Rolls being very similar. It's just a bread thing that you put butter on.
Bread rolls.
And so that's what we think by biscuit. A biscuit. The only time a biscuit's gonna be like hard and crunchy is if maybe it's some kind of like camping food. If you lived in the time of the American Civil War, you had hardtack biscuits, so it's not really applicable today. And maybe dog biscuits, that's a little
chewy thing. They're like things the dogs food, right?
Yeah, like when you're training your dog, you
that's
a
it.
biscuit.
And just quickly going back to cookie. Cookie in British is just the chocolate chip round cookie. Nothing else. So if you go to a British grocery store, and you ask for where are the cookies, he'll take you to exactly the place where the chocolate chip cookies are. So that's all that counts as cookies for us. So.
Yeah, I can see where that makes sense because like when you think of other things like shortbread biscuits, shortbread cookies, us, butter cookies, butter biscuits.
That's it, just biscuits. Yeah. Okay, I think just a couple more that I think are pretty interesting. Torch and flashlight, because they're so different.
Yeah, because I mean, okay, a torch. We think of a torch. What they used to call a torch was basically some stick with fire on it, so that you could see. Well, like the Olympic torch, for example.
That's right. Yeah, so it's light.
Right. The idea is to light something to set something on fire. And flashlight. Flashlight's a little weird too because the flash is like
you can flash it.
You can flash it, just to signal at somebody. But it's a light. It's electronic.
That's right.
And a torch. I think one of the when I started, reading books from Britain, before I moved over here, and you see them refer to what I would think of a flashlight as a torch. I thought that was kind of odd because this is a book on the Second World War, and they're talking about using a torch.
Exactly.
And then you see that it's like, it's a light.
That's right. It's electric. Of course, torch. You can actually. I don't know if it's in American as well, but in British. Torch something, it's to set something on fire.
Yeah, that would be the same. That's exactly the same in American English.
Okay, and maybe finally we can look at not too different, but windshield and windscreen on a car. The front, if you don't know, it's the front window of a car which you look through when you're driving. Yeah, well, see, I defend windshield for the reason that to shield something means to basically to protect it. That's right. Screen can be to be between something, but basically the idea of the screen is that there is some sort of protection. It's permeable. It may protect, but something can get through that, like a screen door or a screen on a window. It lets the air through, but it's keeping something out. Or you can have a TV screen. TV. That's. But windscreen, it doesn't. I guess you could say it protects you from the wind. It screens you from the wind. That's right, with the sun, for example, like sunscreen. But it really, I like a windshield just because you got the wind there. It's like a shield, I would have to your car. For sure, Okay, I think we've covered just about everything there. So that brings to a close our discussion about British English and American English. As you can see, there's some big differences. There's some things that aren't so different, and I think the main thing is that generally we would understand each other.
Mate, I didn't get any of that. You're speaking that British English. Okay, no, really, yeah. It's I have never met a person from the UK who I could not understand because of vocabulary differences. And also, you have to remember that a lot of differences are matters of slang.
That's right.
Slang changes with generation. It changes with region, and so there's people who might use a certain term in a part of the United States where I'm just not familiar with that.
That's the same with me.
Could happen in Britain.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I think slang's the big difference. General language is we're always going to understand each other.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.